Hi everybody, Laura here for Simon Says Stamp. Thank you so much for joining me today. I'm excited to bring you the reveal of the Send Happiness release with Simon Says Stamp. And there are so many fun new goodies in this release. There's a lot to cover. I'm going to start with a few of the new background cling stamps. This first one is called Out to Sea. It's like rolling waves. And as always, the background cling stamps are red rubber, mounted on a cushy foam. They stamp like butter. Next up, we have tumbling shells. And this one has a lot of shells that are tumbling around. And then we have folk heart background for the folk art lovers. I like folk art, and I like folk art with hearts. And then lastly, the poppies background. Florals are always a hit, and poppies are fantastic, great for the no-line coloring lovers. And we have a few stamp and die combinations. This first one is called Be a Mermaid. Beautiful mermaid tails there, and of course, there's a coordinating die set to go with it. Next up, we have the Chillin' Gnomes. For all the gnomes lovers, these ones are just cool. They're ready for the beach. They've got the sunglasses and the nerdy glasses going on. So cute. Of course, there's a coordinating die set to go with that. This one here is called Thoughtful Flowers. It's a bit of flora and fauna. It's very whimsical, a few butterflies, and some great heartfelt sentiments. And then we have Fairy Tale Spinners. If you like fairies, if you like Tinkerbell. And then there are on the back, I have the coordinating dice. So what you could do is you ever seen the spinner cards? You can spin them. Okay, next up are the stencils. Okay, this first one's called Mermaid Scales. Would go great with the mermaid tail or Be a Mermaid stamp set. And then we have In the Round. Lots of like bubbles, looks like to me. And then next we have Starburst. This reminds me of fireworks. Great for the 4th of July, which is coming up real quick. And then Poppy Bouquet, another floral favorite for sure. I love the ink blend, you know. And then I forgot to show this little cutie stamp set, little one, Tentacuddles. Tentacuddles. And then we have a lot of fun dies. This one here is called Etched Peony Blossom. And I mean, look at that etched detail in the peonies. I actually had peonies was my flower for my wedding, side note. Okay, and then next we have the, what is this called? This is called the Leafy Branch. Very intricate, very gorgeous. Would be beautiful layered over some strips of cardstock, if you ask me. And then this one here is called Etched Flower Buds, another dainty little floral die, and then we have some cutie little pups. This first one is called Little Critters Schnauzer, so adorable. This next one, let's see if I can pronounce this right, Little Critters Dachshund. We call it a wiener dog, but so cute. And then last but not least, we have the Little Critters Boston Terrier. Oh my goodness. I need a dog in my life, and a cat, and a monkey. And then, of course, we have a coordinating die set that goes with the previously released Beautiful Butterflies stamp set. So now we have the coordinating dies to die cut all those beautiful butterfly images out. Those two can go together or be bought separately if you already have the stamp set. Next up, we have the Scallop Borders die set. So you get 3 different sizes of scallop borders, which also could be made into waves or mermaid scales or just scallop borders. So you get the 3 different sizes. And then next we have the Filigree Message Rounded Rectangle die. It's got that intricate filigree design with a strip right in the bottom for a sentiment. And then we're moving on to some Kathy Zielske products. She has a new background stamp called Chunky Flower Background. It also has a coordinating chunky flower stencil. Yes, and I want to show you when you take this out of the packaging, which I'm going to do here, that stencil lines up like snug as a bug in a rug right there. So you could stamp, you could stencil, you can mask it, you can go to town. And chunky flowers are where it's at. And then she has a chunky flower die, as if that wasn't enough. I die cut one to show you. She's chunky. And she's awesome. You could do a lot of fun, different colors and designs with this chunky flower. And then we have the Happy Days stamp set. Now, this is a large one. There's a lot going on here. A lot of different occasions this can be used for. And then, of course, there's a coordinating Happy Days die set that die cuts all those large sentiments out. And then we have also by Kathy Zilski, the Chunky Happy and the Chunky Love You. I die cut those to show you how awesome they are. And then we have a few of the sentiment strips. This first set is called Reverse Happy. So it's white on black, which is my favorite. When you have really colorful cards, a white sentiment on black really pops. All you got to do is cut these out with your trimmer, or you could use a sentiment label dies. And then we have the Happy sentiment strips. So these are black on white. So either way you want to go, you got it covered. And they're basic, classic, straight up fonts. And then we have some Always Susie's watercolor cards. These are called Under the Sea. They're pre-printed on watercolor cardstock. So they're great to use with watercolors, Zig clean color markers. My kids love to use them with Copics. You can do color pencils, crayons. They're great for gifts, great for travel. Whenever my daughter Emma gets bored, I can always satisfy her with a watercolor printable. She loves to sit down and it gives me 30 minutes. 30 minutes of blessed silence. And then there's some Slimline envelopes in this release. There you get 2 of each color, 2 of soft navy. Then there's 2 of Audrey blue. There are 2 of this grocery bag. It's like a nice craft color, and then 2 of lemon chiffon, and of course 2 of white. And then there's also 10 pre-scored white 120-pound Slimline cards. So these are 8.5 by 3.65. I believe the size. It's a Slimline size. It fits perfect in the envelope. So you get 10 white cards and 10 Slimline envelopes. There's also 2 new sequin mixes in this release, and they are called Blue Lagoon and Summer Sunset, and you get all the different sizes. I love that. I have a couple of cards that I've created with this release. Of course, we got the cute Boston Terrier and the Chunky Happy. For this card, I used some of those scallop borders for the background, and then I used the etched flower buds, and then a sentiment from the beautiful butterfly stamp set. And that is everything in the Send Happiness release. Make sure and check out the Simon Says Stamp blog for more inspiration and information. Thank you so much for joining me. Have a wonderful day, and I will see you next time.